Welcome to Next to Madison, a podcast to help you live your best life.
Hey, it's Madison Malloy. Just wanted to remind you to make sure you grab a copy of my book, Time to Lighten the Fuck Up. It is a great, funny self-help book that is going to help you get out of your own way. I have already helped thousands and thousands of people, and they are on their way to living their dream life, and I want every listener to be able to live their dream life as well. So grab a copy of the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or even the audiobook on Audible. Now back to the show.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Next to Madison. I am your host, Madison Malloy, back in my Colorado studio. Yes, I am home for the holidays. And on this special episode, we are talking about New Year's resolutions. So I've got some cool ways that you can set them up and also how to not fail and all this great fun stuff. So in order to make 2024 the best year ever, it all starts with your mindset. And when you make a resolution, it is so important to stay dedicated to it. Nobody's coming to save you, so you have to make sure that you make and keep promises to yourself. So when you're writing your resolutions, these are promises to yourself. If your friend made that promise to you, you would expect your friend to keep it. You need to be your friend. You need to absolutely hold yourself accountable, make a promise to yourself, really think about what you want, and really focus on the mindset of abundance and everything you want. It's so easy to think about all the stuff we do not want and worry about the stuff that could happen, but it serves no purpose. We just end up attracting what we're thinking about. So when you realize how powerful your language and your thoughts are, you're going to start being more aware of them. So no matter what resolution you have, make sure your language and your thoughts line up with that resolution along with your self-image, which we've talked about on this podcast. You can go back and reference those episodes. I did one individually, and then, pardon me, had another one with Melissa Posey, which was a wonderful interview on that about your self-image matching your goals, because you can't really achieve your goals unless your self-image aligns to that. So keep that in mind when you're setting those resolutions, is to make sure that you are also adjusting your self-image to be able to achieve that goal. So some fun things I kind of came up with as far as New Year's resolutions, because so many people set them and they're so big and they become so vague. And then most people by the 15th of January have already given up on their resolutions. So one thing I want to suggest is theme-based resolution setting. So instead of specific goals, you could choose a theme for the year like growth or balance or abundance or even adventure. And then let your actions and decisions throughout the year be guided by this theme, which I think is kind of a cool way, right? Because you can kind of get something on the top and then choose your resolutions and goals, making sure they align to that theme. Another thing is make yourself a digital vision board, or you could even do a vision board that you hang in your office and really have it represent your goals clearly. Just seeing this every day is going to be a constant reminder to keep you motivated as a constant inspiration towards your goals. Another thing I like to do is monthly, like mini resolutions. So you can break down your resolutions into smaller monthly goals, and this will make them more manageable and allow you to focus on one aspect at a time. So therefore, you don't have so many resolutions that you just kind of get lost in translation. Another thing that's really fun that I thought about was a resolution jar. So you can come up with like 12 or however many resolutions, and you put them in a jar and you pick one each month. And then that is the goal / resolution that you focus on. And that way you're focusing on one thing, and it starts to become a habit after a month. So you'll continue that one as well, especially if it's the gym. If you're consistently going to the gym, you're going to feel so good, you're going to look good, that you're going to keep doing that. Another thing is have an accountability partner. I think this is awesome. Like, you can pair up with a friend or a family member and share your resolutions with each other. And then you can check in weekly and see how it's going. When you have somebody that's kind of holding you accountable, you're more likely not to fall back on those resolutions. So I really love that. And again, we've talked about gratitude on this podcast. It is so, so important. In order to get more, you have to be grateful for what you have. So gratitude journaling, like start and end the day by writing down things you're grateful for. This positive mindset can help you stay motivated and overcome the challenges you may face when you're trying to accomplish your goals and resolutions. Another thing too is, obviously keeping resolutions can be challenging, and the majority of people actually fail on these. But something you can do is make sure you're setting realistic goals. So ensure your resolutions are actually achievable and realistic. Setting them too high or having too many can lead to frustration and abandonment. And also the bigger goals, break them down into smaller goals that, or like tasks, pardon me, tasks to make sure you can hit that goal. So therefore you kind of create a roadmap. So if you're saying, okay, I want to, start a new business and get this started, break that down. What can you do each week or each month that's going to lead you to actually achieving that goal? And that roadmap is just going to help you be able to tackle those smaller tasks leading to the bigger goal, so you're not overwhelmed and just give up. Also, track your progress. One of the things you need to do is be proud of how far you've come. Okay. So, really monitor your progress. It could be through a journal, it could be through an app, checklist, however. And seeing your progress can actually be a great motivator to keep going. Another thing that's very important with our goals and resolutions is to stay flexible. Be open to adjusting your goals as needed, because life is unpredictable and being too rigid can actually set you up for failure. So be able to adapt and change your plans as circumstances evolve. You might get to June and say, okay, I'm going to adjust this resolution because it lines up more with what I'm actually trying to do. So be flexible on that. And then also, again, create the support system and make sure you're sharing it with your friends and family to help keep you on track and accountable. Also, reward yourself, celebrate your successes, and then also focus on your why. Regularly reminding yourself why you set up these resolutions can keep the bigger picture in mind to help maintain that motivation. And also, it's all about routine. So make sure you're keeping a routine when it comes to your resolutions. And don't be too hard on yourself. If you slip up, that's okay. Acknowledge a setback, learn from it, and get back on track and move forward. Another thing that I talk about a lot is visualizing success. This is so important, especially as you go to bed at night when your brain is entering theta mode, and when you wake up in the morning when your brain is still in that theta mode, when your subconscious is programmed. Really visualize. Don't go to bed being like, oh, today sucked and I have this to do tomorrow and this and stressing about this. Really use that time to program your subconscious mind to be able to reach those and accomplish those goals. And also, attitude's everything. You've got to stay positive, okay? Even when you're facing challenges, because let's face it, there's always going to be some sort of challenge. And a positive mindset can greatly influence your ability to keep these goals or resolutions. Another one is, seek professional help in your area. Grabbing a mentor or a health coach or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish can also be a great motivator and help keep you on track. We all can't do it on our own. Everybody needs help. And that's why some of the most successful people in the world all have a coach or a mentor that they can run things by and to have them be held accountable. And just remember, the key to keeping New Year's resolutions is not perfection, but persistence. So keep pushing forward and don't let setbacks like derail your effort, right? Another thing is self-image, which we've talked about on the podcast before. Make sure that you're doing things to improve your self-image that line up with your goals. You can't just say, oh, 2024, I'm going to make X amount of dollars, but your attitude, how you dress, how you talk, how you carry yourself is still on that lower income level. You really need to start acting and carrying yourself and talking as if you have already achieved that financial goal or whatever goal that is. That way you can help bring it in quicker and it becomes more possible to reach that goal. And you want to make sure, because your self-image is going to influence the goals you set. Like a healthy self-image allows you to set ambitious yet realistic and achievable goals. But if your self-image is low, you might set goals that are too low because you don't believe in yourself, are too challenging and not up to your true potential, setting yourself up for failure. So this is very, very important. Also, a positive self-image is associated with better mental health, and that's a big thing for a lot of people, and well-being. So it can reduce the likelihood of anxiety and depression, which can hinder your progress towards your goals. On the other hand, a positive self-image can help, get away from these mental health things and not believing in yourself and the self-doubt and the lack and the scarcity. To stay in more of an abundant mindset, you need to have a healthy, strong self-image. Also, your self-image is going to dictate your daily behaviors and your habits, and these are the road maps to your success. But yes, self-image is obviously a very important factor in goal achievement. It will affect your confidence, your motivation, resilience, and the very goals you set for yourself. So cultivating a positive self-image, therefore, is not just about feeling good about yourself. It's also a practical strategy for achieving the success that you desire. Also, repetition. This is so important, okay? So you need to make sure you are repeating the activities or tasks needed to do the goals. Repetition creates habits. Habit formation. Repetition is crucial for developing new habits. By consistently repeating an action, it will become ingrained in your routine and eventually turns into a habit. Habits will reduce the mental effort needed to perform activities, making it more likely that you will continue to do them regular, which is essential for achieving long-term goals. Also, repeated practices help you get better at certain skills so you can actually master them, okay? And this will increase your efficiency, increase your confidence, making it more likely that you will succeed. Also, regular repetition of a task not only improves your proficiency, but also builds your confidence in the ability to perform that task. You'll hear a lot of self-help gurus, personal development gurus talk about how do you build confidence? Well, you do something that, first of all, you stick to your word, you keep your promises to yourself, and also you do something that you're scared to do or you don't think you can do, and you prove to yourself you can. When you keep doing that, your confidence is going to go through the roof. And remember, I've talked about perception on a couple episodes ago, and it's so important is how you see life. I want to encourage each and every one of you guys in 2024 to start seeing, if you don't already, glass half full, not half empty. Everything is happening for you, not to you. When you start to see it that way, things become lighter and brighter, and you realize that life is not as hard as we make it. We tend to overcomplicate it because we live in our heads where we have a lot of scarcity, lack, limitation, and doubt. When we can start to train ourselves to think more positively and more abundantly, we can start taking the risks that are so needed to be able to accomplish the goals, to be able to live the life that we want to live, okay? And just remember, there is no guarantee. Nobody knows when their time is up. So anything that you want to do, don't sit there and put it off. Do it now, because time is something that you can never get back. You can always make more money, but you can never get more time. If you're struggling with something, now is the time to seek help, okay? From a mentor, if you're having these roadblocks, whatever you can do, but make sure you're sticking those promises to yourself. Life is too short to not go after what you want. So drop what you worrying about what other people think, or being afraid of failure, or even afraid of success, and go start living your life like a movie. I want you to really close your eyes and picture your dream life playing out on a big screen like a movie, okay? And that's how I want you to live your life, right? If something goes wrong, you can reset it and do it again, but at least you took that risk. Life is about growth, and we don't grow when we don't face those challenges, and we don't face challenges when we don't take risk. And when we don't take risks, nothing magical happens. So make sure that you are having a positive mindset, you have a healthy perception, and when you make your resolutions, these are promises to yourself. Don't let yourself down, and let's make 2024 the absolute best year on the planet. Happy New Year, everyone.
Hey, your host here, Madison Malloy. Please make sure to subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms, and please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at contact@nexttomadison.com. I thank you again for listening. Bye.